Hi, my name is Caitlin Morgan, and I'm a master's student at Boise State University within the EdTech program. This is my final project for EdTech 532, where I had to design my own game for my students in my classroom. Currently, I'm a geography and world history teacher at Minarets High School, located in O'Neills, California. The footage that you are seeing in the background is me playing through the various levels of the game. It does not include all of the gameplay because unfortunately it goes past the time maximum. A large topic that I discuss within my geography class with my freshmen are the physical characteristics that are on Earth, and one very large portion of that is landforms. Unfortunately, some of the ways that I teach about landforms is not the most exciting, so I felt that by designing a game for students to play through, it would help make it more interesting for both me and for the students. The game I ended up designing is called Landforms Exploration, and it was designed for my ninth graders enrolled in geography. The game itself was designed using the Splotter game creator, specifically the Retro Arcade. I preferred this style of game as it gave me the flexibility with the game design. I could create landforms with the various tools and add text to help guide the students through each level. I also like that it's a game type that my students are familiar with. They would know the basic controls and how it should work, but just in case they don't know how it works, I did include one or two levels to help them walk through the process of how the game works. The game is an example of game-based learning and is a serious game designed to teach specific knowledge about landforms. The game is set in a fictional world in which the players explore the world with the guidance of their wizard guide. The player moves through 4 different levels that increase in difficulty as they learn more about various landforms, how they are made, and how they influence our world. In order to win the game, players must make it to the end of the game, which will mean that they will learn about all of the landforms and hopefully make a new high score. The game itself shows students' progress by showcasing scores at the end. Students will create accounts on Splotter and will record student progress and scores on the game. I also had students reflect on their own gaming experience in their classroom blog and use the information that they learned from the game within their own project for the unit. Students move through each game on their own without interacting with one another, making this a single-player game. This will allow students to complete it inside or outside of the classroom, depending on the circumstances. Each level increases in difficulty, whether it be the landforms getting in their way or new creatures they are uncovering. This gradual difficulty keeps students engaged with the game without becoming bored, but also making it so it's not impossible for students to get to the end. The game is geared towards the seeker and achiever archetypes according to Bateman's play style. It requires players to explore and seek out the landforms, which appeals to the seeker archetype. Players must go through and collect all the coins, abilities, rings, etc. as they move through each level, the achiever archetype. Looking back, these two characteristics were the two that I related to the most when I took the Bateman style of game quiz. So I find it interesting that I ended up designing a game that is one that I find entertaining as well. I think that's an interesting note to add to education, even if it does not involve games, that we have a tendency to try to teach the students that have the similar styles as we do, which is, of course, a challenge for teachers to be able to reach students who are not part of their style. My learning theory mashup was Mustangism, a blend of connectivism and constructivism. It states that learning is through an individual's meaningful experience, even if it is gained from another individual. Knowledge is created from direct or indirect experiences. The game is for individuals to play to give them their own experience of exploring various landforms. While not as exciting, the game can still be meaningful if a student is just watching another one play, thereby embodying Mustangism. Overall, I enjoyed creating the game as it required me to not only design a game that was engaging and challenging, but also informative and educational. Ideally, I would like to expand the game to include a series of games that explore physical characteristics, including physical changes, natural hazards, climate, etc., which is the overall focus of the unit itself. The landforms is just a small piece of that. In my opinion, I feel that this game is a great start and it helped me learn a lot about game-based learning, but what I would really like to do is to be able to expand it to just more than 4 different levels. Hopefully you enjoyed watching my gameplay and having me go through and explain some of the aspects regarding my final game for EdTech 532. Thank you.